Hi guys, and welcome to my latest video. This is my Reseller Reality episode 8, and this is just going to top off the last week of March. March is a bit of a funny one because I like to do my sales figures 7 days in 7 day blocks. So I actually had 4 weeks and like 3 days, or 4 weeks and 4 days this month. But I just wanted to go through what I've achieved this month, how I've done overall, and show you, and also show you how I've done in the last week, and some of my more interesting sales. So without further ado, what I'm going to do first is just take you to the browser view, and then we can go through some of my more interesting sales that I've had recently. Now, like I said, normally I do 7 day blocks, but I also have stuck in a few sales that I've managed to get since since this Monday, because it just makes more sense because March is over. So this is also going to be my roundup. Now, first item I want to show you is a pretty interesting item. I picked this up from an indoor boot fair probably a couple of months back, I think just before Christmas. So I've been sitting on it for about 3 months. And it's a Philips Philly Shave HP 1207 made in Britain retro electric shaver. Tested it out, it works fine. Didn't test it on my face, but I tested it out in terms of putting batteries in it, and I put it up for £18. Had a couple of watches now and then, but nothing more than that, until I got a message from a gentleman yesterday, and he wanted to buy it over in Canada. He wanted to know what the shipping was. I told him what the shipping was. It was like £13 tracked, and he happily paid me £30.99 for this really cool looking shaver. You can see it's got its nice little case with a bit of like felt with a little brush there. Nice little device, and it says made in Britain there, but unfortunately that was a bit of a fuzzy photo. But that was my first sale, so pretty happy with that. Second item, this was a decent sale for me as well. This is a Salter Brecknell Model 405 scale, and this one was picked up for £15, and I managed to get £60 for it, and it sold very quickly, so I may have underpriced it a little bit, so not too bad, but it was a nice quick turnaround for me, so pretty happy with that. Moving on now, this is a really cool sale. I'm very, very happy with this sale. I bought this retro Sanyo TV for about £5 a good few months back, and it's an analog TV, so you can't tune it in and watch. There's no SCART connection. You won't easily be able to watch TV on this. You'd have to get a digital box which has an RF modulator, which allows you to watch a digital signal through an RF input, which is like the normal aerial input, which is all that this TV has. It doesn't have anything other than that. So unless you're going to just be playing really old retro consoles using the aerial cable, and you're happy to play it in black and white because it's a mono TV, it's not going to be much use. So as you can see in the title, I put vintage 70s retro portable Sanyo, and it's a 10-inch TV made in Japan, and I put the word prop. And I don't know if that helps or not, but this did actually sell for my asking price of 70 quid, from £5 to £70. Nice little flip there. And it went to a theatre. And there you can just about see my Battlefield 4 hoodie in the reflection of the screen when I took the photo on my phone, which is pretty poor, but you can see I've taken some different views, the serial number, just giving people an idea of what it's like, because it's pretty dusty, but it's a really cool item, with its handle and everything. So I'm very happy it's gone for £70, and I'm sure it will be made good use of in this play that's going on, that they're doing or whatever. This item, brilliant. This is a Sanyo mini talkbook, mini cassette voice recorder / dictaphone. This was pretty much new. The box was tatty, but even the cassette that it came with was sealed. Yeah, so you can see it's actually a mint unit. It's never been used. Really good condition. Just the box was a bit tatty, and that sold for £34, and I think I paid about £2 or £3 for that at the boot fair. So not much at all, and a nice quick sale. Now this is a great sale. I'm really happy with this. This is a Casio PT30 keyboard. Now, the reason why I'm happy with this is because this was actually bought from a house clearance guy at a boot fair, and he was asking quite high prices for a lot of his items, I found some cool things. He had like a really cool commercial brother labeler. He wanted like 15 quid for it. It was probably worth it, but still, it was just a bit high. And he had like loads of other things that he was just asking a bit much. And I rooted this out from the bottom of one of his boxes, and he just didn't value it, and he offered it to me for 3 quid. I said 250, and he said okay. And again, I don't know if I undersold it, but it did have a few faults. It was missing the knob there on the volume control, and also it's important to check these things out properly. I mean, when you're selling electronics, especially old electronics, and what you'll find is, because of wear and tear over the years, the soldering on the boards tends to get a bit fuzzy, and when you start adjusting the volume, you'll find that speakers and sound cuts out, crackles, etc. And that's what happened with this. When you were adjusting the chord and rhythm there that I'm mousing over, it would it would mess up like the sound a little bit. It would crackle, or it would cut out. But considering that, I put it up at £35 from £2.50, and it sold very quickly. So again, I may have underpriced it, but I was happy to get rid of it, and I made a good profit out of it. Next item. Now, I'm also very happy with this sale. I'm saying that an awful lot, but it's because I'm happy with the sales that I'm making. This is a vintage bus or slash train conductor's ticket machine case, and I picked this up for a tenner. I got a bunch of stuff from this guy that I was really happy with, and this is amongst one of the first things to sell, and I sold it for £40, which is pretty cool. I've seen these being undersold or being sold with ticket machines for about £60, so for me to get 40 just for the empty case, I think that's a pretty good sale. Bear in mind, guys, as I will show you in my figures, that these are just my sale prices. You've got to take off your fees, your eBay fees, your postage fees, PayPal fees, etc. And I will show you what that means for some of these sales once I get to the end of my my items that I want to show you. Okay, we're down to the third to last item now. This is a vintage Sony Discman. I sell a lot of CD players. Whenever I see a CD player, I pick it up, unless it's certain brands. But for a Sony, you can't really go wrong. And a lady only wanted £2.50 for this. I was happy to pay her that. It's not the top end CD player that they do, but again, it sold very quickly for £25.99. So I'm very happy with that. Now, this is another good sell. I keep on saying this. I bought just this past Sunday at a boot. I made a video about this as well. I bought this vintage Kenwood mixer, and I paid £40 for this mixer. It was a bit steep, but I went for it because it also came with two of the liquidizer jugs, the glass ones, which can sell on their own for about £30 each. So I thought £40, it's worth it. So the way I'm looking at it is, this thing has cost me 20, and the two jugs will cost me a tenner each. But anyway, I sold this. You can see I took some photos of it there with the whisks and everything. And it sold for £65. The last one I sold for 60, so I just upped it by a fiver, and it sold quicker than the first one did. The first one took a few weeks to sell at 60. This one sold at 65, and that's just the wonder of eBay, really. So very happy with that from my £40 investment. Well, kind of 20 if you consider that I've still got the jugs to sell. Now, final item, I'm very happy to have gotten rid of this. This was a bit of a mistake buy. I bought it because it looked cool, it looked vintage, but in my rush, I failed to appreciate that it was made in China, so it's not exactly going to be sought after, and I paid £10 for it. However, it's British design, Newgate and Jones, London. It's battery operated, and as soon as I put this up, I bought it for a tenner, like I said, so I didn't make a lot of money on this because I sold it for 20, as you can see. But it got a lot of interest very quickly, a lot of people asking the diameter and the depth. I may have been able to get more for it, but this is actually sold for the top end of what I've seen these sell for. So maybe I should have gone a little bit higher, maybe I could have squeezed another fiver out of it, I don't know. Either way, I'm happy because I didn't lose money. I actually made a little bit of profit. So it was a lesson learned and a little bit of profit made. And now I know that I would be willing to buy this at the right price, because if someone was offering it to me for maybe a fiver, I might take a punt on it and stick it on at 25 and see what happens. So those were my interesting sales. Well, what I thought were interesting anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed those. Now, what I'm going to do is show you guys what I did in the last week and a bit, basically. So let me just go back to my webcam browser view. Okay, guys. As you can see, last week from the 22nd to the 28th, it was not a busy week. You can see I only sold 12 items the whole week. Pretty terrible. It was about £35 worth of items I turned into 316, so still good profit. So the cost of the items was 35, sale price 316. Now, what I want to just show you here is I've got a few of the items that I sold and that I showed you in the previous section. And I will show you what you actually get out of it. So, for example, the vintage conductor's case cost me a 10. I sold it for 40. After fees and delivery cost, I cleared a profit of £21 and a penny, so 52% profit on return. My net total with the £31 and 1p is not including taking the £10 cost out. So the actual profit is the one you want to look at. So I actually made £21 profit from my £10 investment, which is 52% profit on return. Next item, I showed you the Sony Discman, cost me £3. I sold it for 26. After fees, I cleared £17 profit. The Casio keyboard, £2.50 to 35. That cleared me £24 profit, so 68% profit on return, really good there. The Sanyo dictation machine, £2 to 34, made £23 profit there. So even from 2 to 34, £23 is what you end up with pretty much after your fees and your postage costs, etc. And my delivery cost was a little bit higher there, and I'm not 100% sure why that was. I think I may have gone for a different delivery option for some reason, but yeah, I think I went for in post because I was being lazy. And then there you got the vintage 10-inch TV that I paid a fiver, sold it for 70, and I made £50 clear profit. So I'm very happy with that, which is 72% profit on return. Overall, you can see for the week, it was £316 of sales, so not very good week. In terms of results, only making £191 actual profit, 60% profit on return. However, this leads me on to something else. Even though it was a poor week in terms of sales, if you compare that to last week I cleared £388 profit from £554 sales, so you can see it's a significant drop. When it comes to working for yourself, you really do have to remember that you've got to look at it from like a monthly perspective. You can have the most amazing day, you can have the most amazing week. However, it is no guarantee that the rest of your weeks are going to be like that. So really, to judge yourself accurately, you've got to look at it in that sense. And this is what I've managed to do since then. So 29th, 30th. I actually did £187 in those 2 days, so pretty happy with that. Made £85 profit, so that's bumped it up a bit. But like I said, you've got to look at the monthly approach. And actually, for the month, I've not done too badly. I've made £216 worth of product into £2,135 worth of turnover, and I've cleared 1380 profit. Obviously, out of that profit, your tax has got to come out. You've got to reinvest stock. You've got to count other costs for getting this stock, such as your mileage. So you've got to bear all that in mind. But 64% profit on return and 1380 actual profit. So the month itself is actually a bit better than last month. Last month I made 1293, so obviously February is a smaller month, but it was 1293. March, and I've just had another sale. My phone's over there, and I'm already on 1380 profit. So bear that in mind, guys. That when you're looking at your sales, bear in mind that the figures, you might have a great week, you might have a great day, you might have a great 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you've got to look at what you've come out with at the end of the month and eventually at the end of the year. Reselling is very much like that, and it's something I've learned over the past year and a half, nearly 2 years now, I think actually, that when you're not getting a regular paycheck, it's difficult to adjust to, but it does all. You've got to look at your performance. How are you doing monthly, month on month? How are you doing year on year? That's really going to tell you what you're up to. and show you if there's any room for improvement. And obviously, I've got tons of room for improvement because I'm just not where I need to be right now. But still, it's acceptable. I mean, I'm managing fine with it, and hopefully, with my wife coming on board and us moving to a cheaper area, things will just improve. There's no way they won't. So, guys, I hope you found that video useful. I've been getting some really positive comments. I really appreciate all of them. And one final thing, if I can just add, my wife is doing like a charity night marathon for breast cancer charity. And I mentioned this on the UK Facebook group, and I got some amazing, we got some amazing responses. My wife is over the moon, and she told me to kind of pass this message on. She's a bit shy, she's not really a YouTube type. She's at work at the moment anyway, but she's over the moon with the donations she's received from some of the guys out there. I'm not going to mention them because I can't remember everyone off the top of my head, and it would be unfair not to. But thank you very much. You know who you are, who have donated. It's very much appreciated. And if I could just ask you guys, if you have any spare money to donate, I will leave the link to my wife's charity page down below, where you can go and donate an amount, for or like a sponsor her for the marathon, as it were, that she's doing for breast cancer. So hope that wasn't too convoluted a message. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for the positive comments I've been getting. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.